Well, frick.
What's up, guys?
Hello. I was trying to click on something, and the Discord alerted me and brought an alert window up, and I was like, I'm trying to not worry with you right now. Go away.
It's going to give you all the alerts.
Yes.
I'm in a problem where everything is loud except for all of y'all's voices.
Mm-hmm. It's
What?
We lost Bob. All right, we're 1 minute in. It's fantastic.
Going on,
The shenanigans have begun.
going pretty good.
Oh.
Here we go.
God
Oh
damn.
my God, it's musical chairs.
Yeah. Well, I'm moving around because when I go to full screen, show something, you'll people see your face and they can it's like, look how happy he is.
Oh man, I have to be happy. Oh,
Yeah, it helps.
Generally helps.
I was hoping to get to embrace. I was hoping to embrace my inner Edgar Allan Poe today and just be utterly melancholic and depressed. It'll be great.
You know what?
It's hard to do that on this show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, we're not
You know
gonna let you.
What's the goofy cowboy sport? The one where they make the horses really dizzy and then they make them skid real good.
What?
That's what they do.
No idea what Bob just said. That's awesome.
Okay, these cowboys, right? They take their horses, they make their horses get real dizzy, and then they make them skid real good. It's
Okay.
called reining, and I hate it.
Okay. We've just been informed to just don't pull a tubing.
That's the reason why I don't have a webcam.
Yeah, he was pulling something. That's for sure.
Oh no!
Nobody needs to see my big pee-pee.
Apparently, that Jeffrey Tubin thought so. He was just like, "Hey, I'm on this meeting for the New Yorker, and I'm just gonna, gotta take care of something here. Well, give me a minute."
All right, Kinshop boys, let's get this done.
I don't understand how. Unless he's just a creep, right? That's the only thing I can do. Speaking of creeps, I want to show y'all something. This was presented to me by that guy Matt Wenger.
Oh no!
He'll go over this tomorrow night, but
He finds neat stuff.
So this is news now.
What?
The Biden Victory Fund virtual comic panel. Please join Mark Waid, Ron Mars, Greg Pak, Peter Krause, Heather Antos, Chris Sotomayor, Jamal Eigel, Jody Hauser, David Gallagher, Andrew Dalhouse, Mika Caden,
I don't know who that is.
I don't even Richard Clark, Peter Pant Nazi, Steve Orlando, Cullen Bunn, and Alex Sanchez, moderated by Bob Harrison for a virtual comic panel Thursday, October 22nd, 2020. 6 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific.
Ouch.
And they wonder why we don't want.
I know half those names.
We wonder what the problem with comics are these days.
Oh man, I think the only thing that I've read, I recognize some people up on the first row, and then I recognize Steve Orlando. And the only thing by Steve Orlando that I enjoyed slightly was not even slightly. It was a good read. Was the Batman Shadow Murder Geniuses? That was predominantly written by Scott Snyder. Steve Orlando just kind of came up with the baseline story. From what I understand, he was involved, but I really don't. He did a Martian Manhunter series, I think, if I recall, and that was not good.
Yeah. And then like I said, and then there's, I recognize Jamal Eigel, and I think he's known. I think he's less known for his work and more known for his bitching about his work.
Yep.
Yeah. I recognize that, and then obviously, Mark Waid. Everyone recognizes that.
Yeah, Ron Mars, Greg Pak. Yeah.
Yeah.
Heather Antos, of course.
You guys saw the Shazam tattoo that she got for her dog, the Flash, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I had so much fun with that for a few days.
And then when they tried to point it out, it's like, hey, you realize that's Shazam, that's not the Flash, right? And then she started she was literally talking about interpretations and blah blah blah. And I'm like,
there's no interpretation. The Flash's lightning bolt is thin.
Yeah.
It is thin and is like
It's pointy on
is
both
a-
sides or both ends.
yeah.
Like
Like,
Heather, baby doll. It's a logo. There's only one way to interpret a logo, and that is it's a logo.
Yeah, you kind of have to be like spot on. Like
and there's like even when you look at like the Silver Age flashes when it was like effectively like just a jagged horizontal line.
Yeah.
It still was always thin. It never looked like the big thunderbolt. Oof.
yeah, that was straight up Shazam. But man, me and a few other people had a lot of fun with that. I know on Twitter.
Guys, I'm gonna go out on a hard limb here. And I don't know if it's true or not, but guys, I have a funny feeling that Heather Antos might not know anything about comics. I'm just saying.
Probably.
Well, considering this is not the only evidence either. This is not the only damning evidence either.
Of course not.
Yep.
Oh man. I get
that.
Yeah.
Thought you would find that interesting.
This is just awful. Oh man.
But
we're here to make
pointing it out makes you sexist or something.
Yeah.
Even if you're a woman pointing it out.
And what's funny is we also have an article about it.
Oh.
Justified actor Nick Searcy blasts Greg Pak, Mark Waid, Ron Mars, Cole Bunn, Heather Antos, Jody Hauser, and other comic creators as fascists.
Ah!
Yeah. Yeah, so interesting. Actor Nick Searcy, and I've seen him posting on Twitter. You know, he gets retweeted a lot. Known for his role in Fried Green Tomatoes, Justified, and The Shape of Water, blasts a number of comic book creatives, including Mark Waid, Greg Pak, and Heather Antos, as fascists. Searcy responded. Huh?
I said, fuck yeah, I'm psyched for this.
Yeah. Searcy responded to a tweet from former Marvel Comics and DC colorist Brett R. Smith, who pointed out that this handful of comic creators were holding a virtual fundraiser to support former Vice President Joe Biden and Senator Kamala Harris run for President and Vice President of the United States. Smith wrote on Twitter, Marvel and DC artists, writers, and editors who hold virtual fundraisers for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. The mainstream comic industry is no different than Hollywood. He added, it's a place of coercive... I think that's supposed to be coercive.
Yeah, coercive groupthink and a blacklist of those who don't comply.
Yep. As you can see from Smith's tweet, a virtual comic panel will be moderated by Bob Harrison and will feature Mark Waid, blah, blah, blah. They got
all those people.
Yeah. The panel will take place on Thursday, blah, blah, blah. Jody Hauser promoted the Twitter panel on Twitter, writing, this Thursday, I'm one small part of this massive comic panel for Biden held online at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. We have panelists from every part of the comics process, so something for everyone.
Ugh.
All right, who's going to watch this? Somebody.
When is it?
They're
It's
close.
6 p.m.?
They're close family and friends.
Yeah, I'll be at work. If I weren't at work, I'd probably do a drinking game out of it.
Yeah, because apparently it's supposed to be you're supposed to RSVP or something like that.
Oh God, not one of those things. Oh God, that's the only. Okay, so
yeah, that's them pre-screening. Who?
It's also money laundering.
Sorry, you don't fit into our club. No looking for you. We only want people with positive energy in our thing. We don't have room for any constructive critique.
Exactly.
Some mad lad's going to RSVP this, and they're going to record the whole thing. I know somebody. There's going to be a mad lad that's going to do it, and I know they are, and it's going to be hilarious because they're all going to be. You're going to see about 20 fat faces on a Zoom call, right? And they're going to.
It's going to be so cringe.
And Mark Waid's going to be the loudest one there.
Yep.
And he might cry because he's Mark Waid.
Hopefully somebody's able to snipe it and then just make a highlight reel of the best stuff, because I imagine it'd be so boring otherwise.
Something for everyone, unless you like freedom and individual rights.
Exactly.
Goodness.
Chris Sotomayor added, there are plenty of donation tiers with great opportunities to take advantage of. Yeah, because we want them Biden, they're going to rake in the money, right? That's
Oh, no.
Hey, DC, how well did this work for you for raising monies during Pencils Down?
Holy
Oh, wow.
Jesus.
This is ridiculous.
They want you to pay that to watch some boring people online.
Okay, so let's get this straight. So they're supposed to be auctioning off original art to raise money for this.
Mm-hmm.
But at minimum, you have to pay $50 to watch this panel.
Oh, yes.
The maximum of 56. Get the fuck out of here.
That's what I'm telling you. This is money laundering right here.
This is disgusting.
They're
Oh
not
my
even
God.
trying to hide it.
Oh,
Like
God. The highest contribution levels give donors access to general admission, the VIP event, a one-on-one video chat with one of the big name panel guests, and a writing critique or portfolio review.
Jesus.
Oh, no, not. Oh, God.
If
you're trying.
Money, no. Listen,
Oh.
if I had the money, I would want to talk to Mark Wade, and I would ask him, "How's the lawsuit going, Mark?"
I was gonna say if they had that much money to throw at getting their shit critiqued by those people of all people, that money they're obviously already making more than all of those people.
The other day, isn't Liam like doing it for free on Twitter? Like,
also, how are you going to those people to get any criticism? They're just like, so long as you pay the money for that ticket, they're just like, oh yeah, this is great. You have a bright future.
Either that, or they're just gonna be like, needs more woke.
Not enough diversity in this panel. This person has unrealistic body characteristics. People can't get their biceps that big. You're going to make someone feel really insecure about themselves. And I can't give my thumbs up.
Yeah, and I can't help but notice that you don't have a character for every single gender.
So is the main character at least non-binary? I'm sorry.
It doesn't matter because we all know if they don't vote for Trump, they're not black. Joe Biden said so.
Oh God.
By the way, guys, you wouldn't know this, but we've have a running joke about we're going to try to find Corn Pop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Corn Pop. You know the bad dude that Joe Biden said he confronted back in the day.
Back in the day with a bit of chain, wasn't it?
No. Corn Pop had a switchblade.
Yeah, Corn Pop had a switchblade, but Biden had the bit
Biden
of chain.
went out with a chain to confront him.
Yeah.
And then he apologized to him, and then Corn Pop like, all right, that's fine. I did find some articles. Apparently, they found his son. And Corn Pop's son said that that's not he'd heard the Biden story, some of the Biden stories, but he said that like they're portraying like his dad was this like horrible person. He said my dad was a good guy. I don't know what's going on here.
Oh goodness gracious! I just can't. Like I can't get you. You're already like, oh yeah, we're going to be selling original art and everything like that. Mm-hmm. I guess I understand like paying for like a one-on-one access ticket, like as shitty as these people probably are, like Mark Wade
back in the day it would have meant something.
Exactly. No, like if you like 10 years ago you were like, hey, pay like I certainly would never pay fucking $5,600 for this, but like $250 for a one-on-one with Mark Wade 10 years ago.
Yeah, it might have been worth it. Yeah.
I probably would have paid that.
Yeah, like you put on your work. This was, looked at by Mark Wade, and that actually meant something because
it was like before he became a temper tantrum throwing baby, and was like right off the heels of stuff like Kingdom Come and everything. I'd be down to do that, but like this is just ridiculous. 56, because you know that 5600 is the one there you get that one-on-one, and I'm like, I wouldn't pay 5600 to get a one-on-one with Todd McFarlane.
Right.
I love Todd, but $5,600. That's a tall order.
Yeah.
That's like 2 or 3 months worth of my paycheck at my job.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah, I got a family to feed. Eat a dick.
But don't you understand? This Mark Wade is a hot commodity, and he always cries to himself. Fuck.
Yellow Lantern. I hate to inform you. I don't know how well you know this, but Mark Wade is not an artist.
Yeah, I was about to say he's a fantastic. When he doesn't have his head up his ass, he's a good writer.
Yeah.
Because he's still a good writer when he doesn't have his head up his ass. He did that the first issue or two of the Cap run after Secret Empire before he became an asshole and did the whole Man Out of Time 2.0 thing. That was just an anti-Trump thing.
Yeah.
The bit where he was going around the country and just going off and helping around in these little communities to rebuild the trust and everything was actually really good. And then he went into Assholeville.
Yeah.
Which was like, oh, great. We're back here. Cool. Awesome.
Marvel
Yellow
has-
Lantern, that's just to get tickets to a fundraising event. That doesn't even go towards the donations.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
In the door.
Yeah, that's to get in there, and then they will beg you to donate. So, yeah. Jesus.
Like, this is literally the pinnacle of Hollywood elitism. The only people that are going to be able to pay for this are people that are in the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
So they're literally just fueling in more.
They're circle jerking with
more
money.
can't
Yeah.
do this anyway. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, they're circle
Yeah.
jerking with money. That's what they're doing. They're just, Yes, I will. It's like
Seriously, it's money laundering. He's not even trying to hide it.
right. Yeah, it's like Heather Antos has a one-on-one with Mark Wade when she could just call him the phone anytime she wanted, kind of thing.
It's just like the Democrat dinners that they've had in the past, where to sit and eat at these things is like $1,000, and then they talk about donating. Like that doesn't go towards the donation; that goes to being there.
Yeah, that's something that you see across all the parties that have like those big, because the RNC has the big they have their big campaign, their big convention dinner before that you can buy seats at too. Like both of them do that sort of shit. But this is on a whole other level because these people aren't supposed to be politicians. These people are supposed to be entertainers.
Yeah.
The prices to attend this thing should be comparable to the prices that they charge at a convention.
Yeah.
And there is no freaking convention where you're paying $5,600 for a one-on-one with any of these fucking clowns.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
Like here it says a 5,600 cover charge better have an open bar, which is funny because it's a virtual event. So I guess it's BYOB.
That's the whole fucking thing about this thing.
You know what this is?
That's
this
the
is
biggest thing about this is you're paying that much money to sit at your own computer and listen to
that's bad enough, but then you also sort of think about it as like, you want to know why they're charging this? Because they haven't had work for 6 months. Because none of these freaking clowns have had the initiative to go off and make shit on their own. They're only tethered. They're only tethered to the big two, and they refuse to do anything else because that would be admitting defeat.
They were too busy telling people like Sean Gordon Murphy, don't release a crowdfunding.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you do this, you're going to the other side. It's like, yeah, well, the other side gets all of their money and a lot more money than you're getting apparently. So I'm gonna go do that.
This crowdfunding thing sounds pretty good. So you mean I make a book and I gotta sell it and the only overhead is like me just selling it? I mean, that sounds pretty good to me. I mean,
especially for Sean Gordon Murphy, who can do all of his own art and all of his own writing.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, so I'm literally just paying for my time on the book and printing.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just print a Rooney your own book, a Rooney. No.
So let's see what Nick seriously said about this. Seriously responded to Smith's tweet describing the participant panel as fascists. He wrote, "These are fascists. Agree with them, or you're out of business." I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Seriously wasn't the only one to respond to me. Former deputy assistant to the president and strategist to President Donald Trump, Sebastian Gorka, referred. Oh Lord, the right wing people are getting in on it now.
oh goodness, this is.
It was bound to happen at some point. I said at some point, somebody in the bigger in the right wing circles is going to pick up on what's going on in comics and start commentating more on it. I know it was briefly mentioned. Well, I think what's his name? Ben Shapiro did a thing about it, and there was a call in to the Rush Limbaugh show, but Rush Limbaugh wasn't there that day. It was something. So it was but yeah, it was like eventually they're gonna pick it. It's gonna be like, hey, look what's going on. They're indoctrinating our kids with the music.
You know what's crazy about this thing is like, yeah, it's shitty. It's something that shouldn't be happening because at the end of the day, we're here to make these people are creators to make books and provide escapism. But like even when you take that away, if these clowns weren't charging $5,600 as like their max thing, and they were maxing it out at maybe $1,000, I don't think anyone would be nearly as, because like there are still people that would pay like $1,000 to go have like a one-on-one with these people to like go over their art and go over potential stories and get feedback. But like 5,600, who the fuck?
Right.
Like, what average Joe American is going to be able to get in on that? And then you go, oh, wait, you don't want the average Joe person here. You literally just want a rotation of people that, have such a disconnect with the average American already.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool. So you don't want any different. Okay, awesome. Good to know where your head's at.
Mm-hmm.
And it's shit like this that I'm more of a centrist, and it's shit like this where I'm just like, oh, you are really making this a competition here because I don't like either of you guys, and I would really like anybody but either of these candidates in office, but you are really making this difficult.
Well, all I say is like the way I look at it right now is. For a so-called fascist, that's supposed to be, running the country, quote unquote, he's doing a really bad job of it because I haven't seen any political prisoners or people going to jail for their differing opinion. So
that is fair. Again, I don't want to go too far into that.
Oh no, I'm not either. I'm just like I'm making that.
No, but it's just, to me, it's like, I'm not here to talk about my politics. I've got a book. I want people to take a look at it. I'm excited about it. And that's the extent of what it should be for any of these people. Yeah. Like, why are you like, what, like, Well,
the point is, the one thing that I think gets me is like, if you notice what's been going on, I'm talking about just in comics, trying to keep it, relegated here. They want diversity of like skin color or gender or anything like that, but they do not want diversity of thought.
Mm-mm.
We had a walk by. It's okay. You can turn it back on when you're ready. All
right.
There you go. They took political prisoners in Portland.
Yes.
All the political prisoners that were blowing up buildings and burning stuff down.
So much for that.
Yeah.
No, it's I think that, pushing for diversity in books isn't necessarily a bad thing, especially when you're like, to me, comics are like the modern mythology, right?
Yeah.
And so having characters that especially when you're looking at the current socio demographic in the United States, like to create a mythology that everyone can identify with, I think is good. The problem is that they're disingenuous about it.
Yeah.
And B, the way that they have done it is try to establish these characters without putting in any of the hard work.
Right. Right. That's
like
that's the thing that I think bugs me more than anything is like these writers, these current crop writers don't have a creative bone in their body because they take things that have existed for 60, 70 years, right? And now we're going to change them to fit the way we want them to be. Instead of I'll create a character that will be what I want it to be. Or something like that. They can't do that. They're not capable of doing that. They don't have original thought.
It's a shame because there's some of these characters that have the potential to actually be really great characters. To pull one out. And I know that this will get me some flack, but hear me out. I'm going to take you into Mordor and back to the Shire. So like Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel, when she first came out, I enjoyed her first like volume or so of books because it was the struggle of a girl who was having issues between her cultural identity as a Pakistani immigrant and as an American girl who grew up in New Jersey. And that was something that I really enjoyed. And I think that is something that is interesting. That's an interesting story to tell. Is this like, who am I? Am I this or am I that? I feel like I'm caught between two worlds. I think that that's something that a lot of people can identify with even outside of being in that spectrum because being a person is so much more complicated, and we have these different we have different friend groups, we have different this, and there are some times where we feel pulls at every side on, who we should be as people, and I think that that's a good struggle. But then, the more that comic went around, the less it maintained that focus on that, and then they didn't have the guts really to tell the stories that character could have told. And addressing issues with the clash between those cultures in particular. And Kamala could have been a character worth talking about, but now she's literally just every other diversity push character that's out there. She's all the positive side. She has none of the negative repercussions that could have come with her character, and they just try to push her as she can't do anything wrong.
Yeah,
and it's unfortunate because the hero's journey revolves around struggle, and she doesn't really struggle much with anything, and she no longer struggles with her cultural identity, which was the main struggle of her book in the first place. So what is she now?
Yeah. That's the thing. They boil out any kind of, I wouldn't even call it a negative, a struggle, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Any kind of struggle that the character might encounter. They must be perfect. They must have everything going for them. Everything's fine. The only bad things that happen are bad guys try to beat them up. Well, I mean, that's, okay. The whole point I thought of Marvel characters was like characters who fought the bad guys, but also had their personal lives and things that they had to struggle with, Spider-Man for prime example, big, he saves people every day and then has to go to high school and be a nerd, get picked on all the time. I mean, that was the struggle. He had to deal with it, and then you got some guy in a tabloid newspaper calling him a menace all the time and taking out bounties on his head and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so, it's like
and like that's the whole thing is, again, you talk about Spider-Man. Spider-Man's whole thing is he's just a well-intentioned dude. He tries to do the right thing. 3 out of 4 times that decision bites him in the ass. And that's a super relatable thing. Like I think everybody goes out there and tries to do the right thing as much as they can, but a lot of the times you feel like you get kicked around a lot. And that's Peter Parker's story in a nutshell, is trying to do the right thing and in one way or another falling short 9 times out of 10. But that one time out of 10, he really does something beautiful. He does something brilliant.
It's a 1 step forward, 2 steps back kind of thing.
Yeah. I do want to address something that was in the chat. Liquor Jim was saying that I'm looking at Michael's first camp. So yes, all of the in fact, we even have distributed to the international backers. I'm having a few that have come back because Indiegogo's the way that Indiegogo had transferred people's addresses over to when I was doing the labels has been causing issues. So I'm going to be reaching out to those backers to get their information so I can handwrite it down and take it to the post office and make sure that it gets to them proper, because I've had like 5 or 6 return to sender that have been literally just the international address got all mucked up because of how I use pirate ship. So I would go transfer from Indiegogo's spreadsheet to pirate ship, and it was a mess. But otherwise, we have fully fulfilled the 0 issue, which is this bad boy right here. So that has been taken care of. The plan is to have the Pyramid Gambit out by January, if not February. It all just depend on how production goes, and we're most of the way through Pyramid Gambit. It's just a matter of getting the print file in order. We have to go for a different printer because the printer we used on the first book doesn't do pure bound. So it's just the whole making sure that the print file is good and that everything prints all right, and then getting those prints out.
Very cool.
Plus, we have multiple variants on this one, so I'm sure that's going to throw in some complications.
Yeah,
but only some. Yeah,
only some.
Oh, I'm not looking forward to that. But it is an exciting time, and so yeah, I do want people to know that we did fulfill, and we have a very quick turnaround. I think we wrapped up the first campaign in around the end of May, and so we got the books out and we got to the next campaign here,
which I put up on the screen.
Well, yeah.
And this time you're not skating by at the skin of your teeth at the very end trying to get.
No, we're not. What I will say is that we had such an outpour of support on the first book, and I know that there's a lot of interesting timing with stuff. I'm hoping that we get some more people in, because we had almost 400 backers on the first book, and I was hoping that we'd see a lot more of them on here. But timing is what timing is. Where did Optimus go?
Oh no, we lost him.
I'm back.
And yet again.
Yeah. So Liquor Jim said that he's getting a little tired of books arriving 6 months to a year late. That's not going to be happening with me ever. If I say that I'm going, I served 6 years in the Army National Guard as an infantryman. If I say that I'm going to get something out by a certain time, you're going to get it by that time. If I have any delays, you will know, and I will give you a updated time hack. When we did the 0 issue, I was initially not expecting to fulfill by October. Till October. However, we got stuff done quicker, and so I updated and let people know that we were going to start shipping out the first wave of books by the end of June, early July, and we got the first wave of shipment fulfilled by everyone from that first wave had their books by August. From the domestic side. And international side, it's a bit more tricky, especially with COVID. Those books will sit in a warehouse for like 2 or 3 weeks before I even know what's going on. So but otherwise I've making sure it's so important coming into this industry with nothing to my name on it, to make sure that we stick to our deadlines and we get the product as promised to the consumer in a way that they get to enjoy that experience full. And so that's something that I will guarantee you, is that no matter what, when you get this book, it will get to you when I say it's going to get to you, and it will get there in quality condition. And if it doesn't, you contact me and I will get you that, and I'll throw in some extra goodies as an apology as well. And every single customer from the 0 issue can verify that. There were people that, that got, there was 1 or 2 people that got books that there was someone who had a retailer perk, and I had missed that it was a holofoil cover, and so those can be a bit finicky while printing, and there was a wrinkle towards the spine, and I told the store, give me a day, and I sent them a new copy of the book, and I signed it and included one of the posters.
Brutal.
So like when it comes down to it, I am going to make sure that you get your money's worth, and that you understand that ordering from me and ordering from Nine Realms comes with a guarantee that you're going to get your book, you're going to get it in a timely fashion, and you're going to get what you were promised in both quality of product and in story and presentation and everything.
Cool. Very cool. Okay. So now we got this new book.
Yeah.
So why don't you go over that? I've got to run across the hall real quick, and I'll be right back in a second.
He's got to
Yeah, sounds good. So this is actually my first time on this show. So I guess we did the 0 issue, and the 0 issue was our prologue. It set the stage for everything the series is going to be about. And the series is a tournament book that takes place in the underworld. And this tournament is called the Abyssal Tournament of Champions. And effectively, every mythology in the world has a respective god of death or lord of the underworld. And so these respective deities have come together with teams of champions from their respective cultures to fight at their behest to crown the next lord of the underworld. And so we follow Achilles, who in the 0 issue, we see him die. We see him move from his journey of to peace in the underworld, and then he gets taken to an arena to compete in this tournament. And so we now have him assembling with the rest of the members of Team Hades alongside King Theseus, the founder of Athens and slayer of the Minotaur, and Heracles, the conqueror of the 12 labors and the son of Zeus. So we have them, and they're going up against an opponent that's never been defeated in the arena before, the champion of Osiris, Imhotep. And so that's where we're going here with Pyramid Gambit. And, you get 54 pages of story. Just right off the bat there, you get a character glossary. There's a dedication in the book. I won't go too much into that, but the book was dedicated to a teacher that was very important to me, and that passed away this past year. And so that's obviously a big deal. But the real big thing that we're trying to push with this campaign is, on the 0 issue, I was on Mandy's show for like the last day, and people were asking me to add more tiers, and so we did a support our troops tier. And as I said, I served, but I come from a military family, and my dad was 30 years in Army Special Forces, and he runs a local SF chapter. And so I reached out to my dad, and I was like, hey, I didn't want to go to like your standard Wounded Warrior or anything like that. I wanted to do something different. And so I was like, hey, are there any organizations that you guys work with that you think would be good for this? And without missing a beat, he was like, Special Forces Charitable Trust. And he was telling me about it. And by the end of our talk, like, I knew, because not only does this organization help out the veterans of this very elite community in the American military, but they help out their families as well. Scholarships for their kids, widow funds and everything like that. And it was something that really resonated to me, because as much as the sacrifice of veterans is important, these people knowingly allow their loved ones to walk out the door knowing that they might not come back.
Right.
And so that's so important to me. And so we partnered with them. And so every single perk tier that has their logo on it, a minimum of $10 per purchase is being donated to them. And the Support Our Troops package itself comes with an exclusive version of the book with a cover done by Ted Lehman and Farah Nurmaliza.
Yeah, we know her.
Yeah, she's great. She's Peregrine looks great, by the way. That's one of my most anticipated books.
Big old titty bird.
But for us, she did the flats for the cover. They look solid. I'm not going to put those out because it's not ready yet. But she says that she should be good to start it here in November. But the other big things that come with that is we have a pinup by Justin Hunt and colored by Alonso Espinoza. That is fantastic. And if you get in here, we have 3 days left in the campaign, but I'm going to give it till Friday because we are going to be extending to the full 60. If you get in within that window, your pinup will be signed and numbered by Justin Hunt. Okay. And then you also get a unit patch, which was designed by Justin, and a challenge coin that has that same unit patch on it. And that actually gets me to my reveal for tonight.
Okay.
Because
here, folks, it's a thing. It's being revealed.
Yeah, I hate StreamYard's freaking share screen thing. It's so finicky.
Oh, it's just
there we go.
Fanciest.
And
look at that.
All right. So this is the challenge coin, and it will also be the unit patch. On the unit patch, it will be what's called subdued. When you're out in the field, you don't want to have these bright colors and everything. So it's like a black and like olive green design so that it would work on like a battle dress uniform.
Mm-hmm.
And so what you have here is you have the 3-headed dog Cerberus. And then
cool.
Molan Labe, which is the Greek
Come and
for
get him.
Yeah. And then on the other side of the coin, we have this.
Oh, nice.
Quick explanation for people that don't know what challenge coins are. Essentially, you remember Pogs and Slammers?
Yeah.
They went to the military instead. And it became challenge coin.
So effectively, the challenge coin, there's like everything in the freaking military, there's a long-winded explanation for it. But to give the basics, back in like ancient times, you would like whenever a soldier would perform really well in battle or what have you, the commander would give them like a special piece of spoils. And for Vikings, it would be like an arm ring. Later on, you'd have like Navy captains would give like Spanish galleons or what have you. And so the idea with the challenge coin is it's this, it's a cool little token that can be given to a soldier as a way to say you did a good job effectively. And in the military, it also coincides with the drinking game.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's the military, we have to get drunk somehow. Any excuse to do so. And so the way that the drinking game works is you go into a bar with your challenge coin and you issue a challenge to somebody. And if they don't have a challenge coin, or if they have a challenge coin that has less of a repute than the one that you have, that person owes everyone in the bar, and yourself included, a round of drinks. If they do have a challenge, if they do have their challenge coin, and that challenge coin is a higher grade challenge coin than what you have, you now owe everyone else in the bar a round of drinks. So, you know, as I said, excuse to get drunk. But like I wouldn't recommend going in to try and challenge somebody with my coin. They'll probably just laugh at you and be like, "Oh, who gave you that?" And it'd be like some indie comic publisher, and they'd be like, "Okay, eat a dick. Here's like a 4-star general challenge coin." You're like, "Oh, okay." Like I'm not anyone that special, but it's a cool thing. I sent in the Special Forces Charitable Trust okayed me using their logo and everything for the other side of it. So that's all been greenlit. So that is officially what that challenge coin is going to look like on both sides.
That's really neat. That's awesome.
And every single time I go on to one of these shows as a thank you, I try to keep something special to reveal. So this was your guys' special reveal.
Well, we appreciate that. Everybody,
Awesome.
go check that out. And of course, like I said, I was scrolling through it so people could see the art and stuff while you were talking. Just to hit the big part of it, and I'm sure you might have mentioned it. I didn't hear it, but it's going to be a 54 pages, so
Yep.
well worth the money for what you're getting. And we're going to go over the featured tier real quick here.
Yeah.
So it's looking like you go right ahead. You explain it because you're, it's your book.
Yeah. So the whole enchilada, the way it works is, to break it down simple, is you get the 3 main covers of the book, which is the main cover by Marcelo, the Dragon Guard variant, and the creator variant penciled by me. And then you also get the Support Our Troops package, which, as we went over, that comes with that Ted Lehman for Normaliza edition of the book. That's an Indiegogo exclusive. You get Justin Hunt's pinup, which is beautiful and is, I believe, up there as well. And that will be, as I said, if you get in that here by the end of the week, that'll be signed and numbered by Justin. So that'll be a huge collector item. Justin has done cover work for books like Lady Death. So he's a pretty big deal. And then you get that challenge coin and that unit patch. And $10 of this tier and $10 of the Support Our Troops package tier, though, that will be going to the Special Forces Charitable Trust. We also have the original art for Justin Hunt's pinup is for sale, and that entire price point is going to the SFCT as well.
Nice.
Now I did want to make an announcement in regards to Justin. Justin is sending some additional sketches and original art along with his piece that's for sale.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you get in here by Friday, you will be included for a raffle for any of those original pieces.
Oh, nice.
So there is a chance to get original art from Justin Hunt on this campaign, but you got to make sure you back by Friday.
Cool. Gotcha. All right. So we got that, and we got this one. I skipped one. No, no. Somebody having a snore.
So that's
sorry.
Oh,
It's not me, but
I'm saying we hearing a snore, and we were wondering what's going on.
That's
sometimes you might hear a bork.
But so the second tier that we've got there is our holofoil 0 issue. We had a few of these left from the first campaign, and so I'll just pull this thing out to kind of showcase it around. So you get this is the cover of the book. It's all nice and shiny, and you get the good. I'll just show off some. It's around 40 pages, including the cover. And it includes an art gallery of concept art, and all of the additional artwork that was done. Because we had Jim O'Reilly did a pinup for us, which is this, and all of those holofoils will come with this pinup as well. But
oh, cool. That sounds sturdy too.
Yeah.
I
wanted to. It was really important for me that with this first campaign, we delivered a product that people would talk about. You know, a good quality product that people would see. The presentation is gorgeous. The weight of the paper is really good. It's gloss, so it's a professional looking book. And then you get this pinup that looks just outstanding, and it's on good quality paper and everything. And like I really wanted to make sure that every single person that backed that first campaign understood just how much I appreciated them, and that will continue obviously as we move forward. And so if you guys missed that 0 issue, this is one way for you to get that. We have that holofoil issue 0 will be available as well, and it's for $15 plus shipping. We got really great feedback on the Zero issue. It was very humbling to see so much positivity directed towards this piece of work. It's always a huge risk when you put yourself out there like this, and to do this and to have the reception that we have had was very humbling.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You did really well on the first one, and I think you'll as more word gets around. You know how it is. Sometimes some people don't realize some people don't realize you got another campaign open until later. It's like,
it really doesn't help that Indiegogo, the way Indiegogo's mailing list worked to me is very counterintuitive. I had to ask them about that, and I was just like, really? Mm-hmm. But we did really well on that first book. We have a very quick turnaround, which surprised a lot of people. I know that it kind of took people back because I was just like, "You're doing another one," and I was just like, "Yeah, why would I stop?"
Mm-hmm. We'll keep going, right? Yeah,
yeah, exactly. Like I wanted to keep going. I wanted to push. We want to continue to put out more content, whether it's Elysian Field, whether it's the other stuff that we've got cooking. Like, we have a lot of stuff to bring to the table, and the only way that we can do that is making sure that we have that constant flow and getting more product out there and expanding our base.
Yeah. I hear you on that. And then we've got, let's go to the next one here. This is just another cover of the same book.
So this is the main cover of the book. So like the next 3 tiers are just our main covers. The only thing that's really worth noting on this is, so we had Kevin Sharp and Alonzo Espinoza, which was the art team of the Indiegogo campaign, the Dragon Guard. They did a variant for us, and it's beautiful. It's great. And the first 50 people to back to get the Dragon Guard cover between the whole enchilada tier and the Dragon Guard cover tier, I will be sending their books to Kevin to sign as well. All of the books that are being done through this campaign are already being signed by me. That was our fully fund goal. So if you get the Dragon Guard cover, whether it's through the whole enchilada or the Dragon Guard perk, that cover will be signed by Kevin.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very nice. So then we've got, of course, this one. That's the one you were talking about, the Dragon Guard one.
The Dragon Guard.
Same price. And then this one done by you.
Yep. I as I said, I'm not sure if I mentioned, I draw a little bit. This one turned out pretty solid. And people were like, you should do a cover out of that. And so I sent the pencils to Marcelo to ink and color. And it turned out pretty all right. I'm happy with it.
Very cool. Very nice. And then of course this one we were talking about earlier.
We got the Support Our Troops package. And so if we scroll down a little bit, you guys can see the Ted Lehman's cover, which is fantastic.
Yeah,
and Justin Hunt's pinup.
There's this.
And so that's the cover. And then this is and so we really wanted to capture and then this is the Justin Hunt pinup, and the guy with the saw machine gun in the front of it is actually me. Justin Hunt found a picture of me from my time in.
Oh,
and I was we'll just say I was shocked.
But that right there is gonna look fantastic colored, by the way. I know it is.
It for us is fantastic, and even just looking at her flats, it's just like, oh man, I can't wait to see this finished. Yeah, she's really great to work with. But yeah, and then we got some art in the book that's Marcelo doing his job and being awesome. And then so I mentioned that for those of you guys who haven't gotten a chance to read the Zero issue, there are 2 ways for you guys to do that through this campaign. There is that holofoil issue 0, and then there's the hardcover collector edition with the cover done by Scott Rosema. It's beautiful, it's gorgeous, and as this will collect the Zero issue, it'll collect Pyramid Gambit, it will have an art gallery of all of Marcelo's concepts, and every pinup and if I can talk, and every cover that has been done, with the exception of the support our troop stuff, because that's its own exclusive thing, and I want that to be special for them. But otherwise, you get pretty much everything with that hardcover. It's pretty fantastic.
Yes, and hardcovers are cool anyway.
Yeah.
So, and of course you got to extra form because it's hardcover. You know?
Yeah, it's already got that. And then the other added bonus is if we hit 5K, all of the hardcovers that we do will be sent to Scott Rosema, who did the cover art for that, to be signed.
Oh, nice. That's very cool.
He already has his digital signature on there, but I told him that I'm going to make him do some more work if we hit 5K.
Mm-hmm. And then you got the retailer perk where you're just going to send them everything.
Yeah, we send them the 3 main covers of the book, 3 of each, and it's a 55% markdown off cover.
Yeah.
And so the way that that's also working is if a store wants to get more than just 9 copies, they do the initial retailer perk thing, and then they let me know how many copies they want. I create an invoice that maintains that 55% markdown off cover, and they donate the remainder of that to the campaign directly. And then we have that invoice that I send to Liberty Distribution, so they know that that's how many books need to be going to them.
Very cool. Very nice. And then we got some original art being sold.
So that's Joe Tolliver did a pinup that was a exclusive free thing that we did for the people that got on our pre-launch page. And then we also including that for the people that had backed it prior to it being added as an add-on, which was last week. Last week we finally had it added as an add-on. And so you guys can purchase that, and that will come with a copy of the book, cover of your choice, and a copy of his pinup.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
So you get both the colored pinup and his original art.
Nice. And then we got some more original art.
Yeah, you got Kevin Sharp's original piece that he did, the pencils and inks for his Dragon Guard cover. That will come with a copy of the Dragon Guard cover book, and it'll be signed at the very least by me. And if you get this here before the end of the week, it'll be signed by him too. So
nice, very nice.
Nice.
Yep. Now we got some more original art. So we're digging deep. I want to real quick before you go into that. I was wondering if you wanted to answer that question.
The hardcover is the only way to get the full-on art gallery outside of the whole enchilada tier. The whole enchilada tier, you'll get the physicals of the pinup, but the art gallery, the art gallery won't really be in that whole enchilada thing, that whole enchilada tier, because the main books don't have the art gallery. And so the hardcover collector edition has the art gallery of all of the concepts going back to the 0 issue all the way till now, and has all of those covers from the main cover of the 0 issue to the Jim O'Reilly pinup to the black and white cut variant cover that we did to, it's going to have like everything. It's why it's the collector piece. Yeah. So that is the way to do that. If you get the holofoil issue 0, you get all of the concept art from you get an art gallery from the 0 issue. But like, again, there's going to be a lot of stuff in that hardcover. So like, if that's something that you're interested in, that's probably the way to go. And I mean, it's a great thing to get. That hardcover is gorgeous. Yeah, where it's going to be anyway.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. And then you got $1,000 art tier. We're rolling through art tier, but we need to do this one first. Scott Rosema, like we didn't.
Yeah. So Scott Rosema is the one that did that hardcover art, and so this one will come with a copy of the hardcover as well. I don't have that listed up there, but I need to add it. It was something that adding the copies of the book was something that I decided to do here within the last few weeks or so. I was like, you know what? People are paying. People that get this are going to be paying a substantial amount. They should get a copy of the book. And if that original art corresponds with the cover, they should have that cover. So that tier will also include a copy of a copy of the hardcover.
Very cool. And then of course we got this one, the Justin Hunt.
And then you got the Justin Hunt original art. So yes, this one's for sale for $1,000, and this piece I am not going to be making a single penny off. That entire purchase will be donated to the Special Forces Charitable Trust.
Cool. So this is like that. That's a donated. That's gone.
You are effectively making a $1,000 donation to the Special Forces Charitable Trust.
Very cool. Yeah. Nothing off the top. It's going right into where it needs to go.
Yeah. As I said, like the big thing for me was making sure that we got the money to an organization that could be 100% vetted, that was 100% vetted and trusted, and B, resonated with me personally. And these guys have been so fantastic, and they've been a great help. They've done a lot of promotion for us on our end and shared our campaign around and spread the word as best they can. They're a fantastic group of people. I'm really happy to be partnered with them, and we're going to be doing a lot of stuff with them in the future.
Very nice. Very nice. And that's a very cool thing to, that whole thing will be donated to them. That's really awesome.
Yeah.
Really awesome.
And of course, that as I said, so as an original art thing, you're also going to be getting the Support Our Troops package, which will include the challenge coin, the patch, everything. So you'll be getting all of that.
Very cool. So why don't we check out this trailer real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
All right, let me do.
Shout out to Luke Stone who put the video together for me.
Yeah, we know that guy too.
Luke's good people. Piper, I hear that you're helping him out with Hybrids issue 6.
Yeah.
He's such a great guy to work with. He really is. He was the letterer for the 0 issue, and he's helped me out so much. He's one of the nicest guys I've met in this industry, and really stand up.
Yeah, he's super easy to work with. It's nice and chill, not stressful.
Unlike us.
Fair enough.
Oh no.
Bunch of rabble-rousers over on here.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's check this out. Let's see. There we go.
When we left off in the 0 issue, Achilles had made his way from peace in the afterlife to an arena, where he was left to fight alongside King Theseus against the first heroes Gilgamesh and Enkidu. Achilles had begun this fight against the arrogant Gilgamesh at the end of the 0 issue, and that's where we pick up in Elysian Fields, the Pyramid Gambit. In almost 60 pages of story, we see the new Team Hades form and begin their first round in the Abyssal Tournament of Champions together. Heracles, conqueror of the 12 labors, Theseus, slayer of the Minotaur, and Achilles, the hero of the Trojan War, must now face an opponent that has never been defeated before in this arena, the champion of Osiris, Imhotep. With the success of our first campaign, we were able to expand on this book in pretty much every way. We have doubled the size of the story, brought in talents like Kevin Sharp and Alonzo Espinosa from the Dragon Guard, Scott Rosema, and many more for various different covers and pinup art. We're also extremely excited to announce our partnership with the Special Forces Charitable Trust, for whom we are raising funds by our Support Our Troops package. Not only will this package include an Indiegogo exclusive edition of the book with a cover by Ted Lehman and Farah Normaliza, but it will include a pinup by the very talented Justin Hunt, a UNIP patch, and a challenge group. $10 from every purchase of this tier will be donated to the Special Forces Charitable Trust. It not only helps the veterans of this very elite community of the American military, with their families as well.
That was good. I like that.
Next. It wasn't bad.
It's really good. I enjoyed it.
Story.
And you are muted, in case anybody's wondering.
I don't know how I did that.
Yeah.
Thanks. I appreciate it. It was one of those things where, I'd asked Luke to do it, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I got you." And oh, awesome! Yep. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
One step closer to 5K.
Yeah.
And so, you know what? As a way to just say thank you, I might do another reveal here because I got something cool in here today that I wasn't sure I was ready to show. But what the hell?
Why not?
So when I was on Mandy's show a while back, I announced that one of our big, major goals in this is if we hit 15,000, we're going to release a limited statue tier, 10 of them.
Okay.
Because I lucked out and I found a guy that is up and coming. That it was pricey, but it wasn't out of my budget, out of something that I could personally invest in.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got new files in.
So glad you brought Xavier to the stream. All right, here we go. Ooh.
I'm sorry, Sensei. I got here as fast as I could. Didn't really.
Oh, wow. That's a statue?
Right?
That's going to be a statue?
Yep.
Holy crap.
Nice.
It's going to be a quarter scale statue, painted and everything. And so, yeah, we will be doing that if we hit 15K, 10 of these will be available for sale. We will likely put the price point at 800, and it will come with a copy of the book with a cover of your choice.
That is very cool.
Yeah. It actually is a scene from the book that you will get to see in this particular issue.
Very cool. I like that you're doing, whatever anybody backs, they're getting a copy of the book, because we felt the same way. It's like, I've seen a lot of people say, we're selling art, we're doing an art tier, but they don't get a book. They just get art.
Yeah, I think that's ridiculous, because it's
yeah, I do too. It's like you're getting somebody to pay $400, $500, $600, up to $1,000, even more for original art and things like that, and you're not going to give them a book to go with it. I mean,
that's utterly ridiculous. And some of those things have been well, we will accompany you with a PDF, and I'm like, oh gee, thanks.
Thank you for my computer file, sir.
I mean, at the same time, I get a chance to read the book, and that's great. Mm-hmm. But if I'm investing hundreds of dollars into your campaign, the original art is awesome, but the book doesn't cost too much to make. Just throw that in too. It's too easy.
Yeah.
Buy the legendary edition of Mass Effect Andromeda for $350. Comes with 2 collectible statues, a vehicle action figure, 3 different art books. What about the game?
Nobody talks about the game.
Yeah.
Wait, you wanted that still?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were the first.
The other stuff sounded like it was worth it, but not the game.
They literally didn't include the game with their collector's edition, didn't they?
Yeah.
They didn't?
No, yeah, you paid all that money for all that stuff, but you did not get the game.
They actually,
to be fair, they probably did you a favor. You got all the good stuff out of the pack.
They had
Looking back, yes.
They had 2 high-tier item packages, and neither one of them came with the game.
Oh god!
I think one of them even came with a steel book case for the game,
but
not the game.
That's amazing. That's the best. Oh
yes.
God.
Oh man,
that's fantastic.
You guys, you know what? When I buy video games, you know what I don't want is the game.
Well, if it's Mass Effect Andromeda, they might have been doing you a favor.
Well,
that's what I was saying. Is man, I am a huge Mass Effect fan, but I refuse to call Andromeda Mass Effect, because what it really was is it was the beta for what was that horrible Anthem? It was literally just Anthem zero issue, whatever the hell you want to call it.
Didn't that basically start the meme, because of the one female character, the base female character they have on there?
Yeah.
And that started the meme of like her wearing the hat that said, "Please be patient, I have autism."
Yes.
Oh, she was so autistic.
I'm sorry, my face is tired.
Yeah, my face is tired. I remember that.
It was bad, man. I remember playing. I tried really hard to get into Andromeda, and because I wanted to love it. I love
obviously love Mass Effect. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I got into I think I played for 2.5 hours, and I was like, this is
garbage,
horrible.
Yeah.
This is just, it's lifeless.
Wasn't there a part where they actually had they didn't take the outtakes out of the dialogue, and you could hear them doing the outtakes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
There's at least one scene where the gun was backwards.
I remember the gun being backwards. Yeah.
It's
the one race I forgot what they were called. That one race that was considered hot in the
Asari.
Yeah, they were considered hot, and then when they came in this one, they're like, "Bah."
It actually contradicts the lore, because in the in-game lore, the Asari are supposed to look like the most beautiful, most attractive, most sexual-looking version of whatever race is looking at them at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, if that's I guess that was the developers' idea of well, this is sexy.
Oh, Druckmann, what are you doing here?
Now here you go. Here you go. Fallout 76 had a collector's edition version that came with a steelbook case that had a cardboard CD with a digital code on it.
Yep,
that's amazing.
Oh,
you know what? In all fairness, if Fallout 76 wasn't also a crapshoot of a game,
yeah.
If that had happened to me, I would have been like, "This is hilarious," because I would totally expect Fallout to do this.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's the kind of trolling that even goes on in game. So I probably would have been pissed for 5 seconds, and then I would have been like, you know what?
Oh, Todd.
You got me.
You got me, Todd. You got me again. You got me again.
I do still have the game, so I can't be too mad. But
I couldn't climb that mountain, but you got me with this one.
Why do people put up with this? It just works, okay? It just works.
The funniest, I told the story before. The funniest story I've heard about Fallout 76 is when somebody kind of did a breakdown of the game. You got people who mod and hack and all that good stuff. Yeah. And they were doing some stuff, and they were like, "What's going on here?" And they found out that light shafts were not coming from the sky; they were coming out of the ground.
Oh.
And
Todd rays.
Yeah, so instead of, because usually they call those God rays, right? Because they're coming from the sky, right? Well, since they were coming from the ground, they started calling them Todd rays because it's working as Todd Howard intended, okay?
It just works, guys. It just works.
And now they're exclusive to the Microsoft Xbox Series X.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Happy pair.
You gotta love it when Microsoft, they really know how to pick winners, don't they? They picked Rare after all the good stuff happened.
So if they're able to turn Bethesda around and everything, they'll do especially since they acquired that right before, because they've been working on Elder Scrolls 7 or whatever for a while now. Mm-hmm. And if that comes out and does really well, that's it's pretty much, that's probably going to be an Xbox exclusive.
Well, it'd be Xbox and PC, because one thing I'll say for Microsoft is they've been very, especially starting in the last generation about midway, they said, you know what, PC gaming.
Yeah,
that's
I think that was a smart call. Mm-hmm. Being able to play all that stuff on PC is really good. Bless you, Xavier.
Yeah. And then we got Sony over here who's like, we got a brand new feature, guys. You know what it is? We're going to listen to all of your conversations.
You see, what's interesting about that was the brand new feature for the Xbox One when it came out, and people were like, "That's not good. I don't like that." And that actively repelled people from the Xbox One was the fact that it was always listening to everything going on so that it could pop up.
Oh yeah, when it came with the Kinect and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I found that hilarious because the whole before the launch, and then it came out, and people say, "Well, we cannot." They said we literally cannot sever connectivity from the Xbox One.
A few months later.
Oh, by the way, we can turn this shit off.
They were making weird promises too, like Connect would know how many people are watching in the living room, and if there's too many people, it wouldn't let you watch a movie because
they didn't pay for it.
Yeah.
Next step, Skynet, guys.
It's pretty much. But I love that. It's like, Sony was like, yeah, we're going to, when you're, online in chat lobbies and stuff, we're going to listening and, like.
Sony's making some serious mistakes on stuff as well. So like everyone's complaining about the $70 for games. I don't really give a shit about I get it. It's pricier, but like it's by $10 more than what they.
But when you look at, I got to look at this like from a generational thing too. Like we've gone through basically from PlayStation 3, Xbox, Xbox 360 to now with no price increase in games. So
that's true, but that's also not true because it's to the point where if you want the complete game experience at launch, you're having to fork out $100 plus a season pass.
Yeah. The entire actual game.
That is ridiculous. Like that is bad. But like the thing that is really like, so when you look at stuff like the games that came out on the PS4 that they're releasing on the PS5, with the exception of Ghost of Tsushima, like Spider-Man PS4. Their stance on it right now. I hate that they took the model and just made him not Tom Holland. As close as you can get to Tom Holland without getting sued for not having his likeness.
Tom Holland, yeah. I never understood that. So, okay, you had a unique model for this character, right?
Yeah.
Now you're going to make him look like Tom Holland. I'm like,
and that's not me even digging it because I like Tom Holland. I don't like how they've treated that character, and it's a shame because Tom is a fantastic actor and could play the shit out of some serious Spider-Man stories.
So what we're going to do
is got that butt.
Well, the thing is, like, what we're going to do with Spider-Man in the MCU is like he's going to always have to need a mentor. He cannot be without a mentor. Spider-Man cannot work alone. He must always have somebody looking over his shoulder.
I don't get.
That is so stupid. I could understand from the beginning, like it being, like Tony bringing him into the fold kind of thing.
I was fine with it for Homecoming. I thought that Homecoming was fine, and in fact, it had a lot of the underlying themes that a Spider-Man story should have about the responsibility that comes with power and everything, and did it in a way that was unique. And like, even though he was never like full out said, there was the presence of Ben Parker was still felt. But then Far From Home, I don't even want to go into that. I could go on like an angry 3-hour tirade. I've done it before.
Don't even get me started. How we have a 5-year time jump, and somehow the entirety of Peter's class all were disintegrated and brought back at the same time. Come on.
Yeah, it's really annoying to me, the sheer laziness of it, and I'm just like, the amount of potential, because what you could have done with the snap where Aunt May survived the snap, and then have someone like Flash Thompson survive the snap. Now, Aunt May at the end of Homecoming found out that Peter was Spider-Man. And if you had it be that interaction happened right before he got onto the school bus that led to Infinity War, she's now had to mourn Peter for 5 years. Now Peter's back. You think she's going to be okay with him being Spider-Man? Hell no. There's character conflict. And then you look at having someone like Flash Thompson experience seeing everyone that he knows get snapped, and then Peter comes back and Flash is a completely different person.
He's grown up too. He's a
you could have done
an adult man, right?
You could have done the whole thing where like him realized that maybe academics wasn't his strongest suit, and he went and did the military thing like he does in the books.
Yeah.
And he comes back from basic or a deployment or something, and sees Peter, and they have a huge heart-to-heart, and it gives new perspective and allows them to grow closer as friends. Like there is so much, and it's frustrating because on paper, when you look prior to the film coming out and everything like that, when you looked at what they were trying to push the movie as, everything was perfect. This was supposed to be the epilogue to the Infinity Saga. This is supposed to be the punctuation point. Mm-hmm. And then, you look at Endgame, you look at Infinity War, and you see what Peter went through in those films, and you're like, oh man, the perfect villain for that would be Mysterio, someone that is going to mess with Peter's mind and emotions rather than being an actual physically imposing threat. Yeah. And so like everything was right there. Everything was right there to make a brilliant Spider-Man story that, played up the weight of, the world economy practically crashed. That was established in Endgame, that the governments of the world went into disarray. Yeah. And now half of the population is back. There's going to be a lot of issues with that. And Peter's
can you feed everybody? Because half your farmers are gone.
And then you had people were living in apartments that are either probably no longer there or are being occupied by other people. How do you go about fixing those tenant arrangements?
Yeah.
This just kind of goes to the short-sightedness of Tony Stark's. Like, don't change anything else over the last 5 years. Just bring everybody back. Like, you have a fucking gauntlet that could do fucking anything. You could set basically anything happen the way you wanted to have as long as you're holding it.
Yeah, but the whole thing with that was Tony was barely strong enough to be able to do the one snap to get to undo what Thanos did in the first place. And get rid of Thanos. So like that I understand, but the big point of the big thing that you can always do with Spider-Man is he is the everyday man. Mm-hmm. So you use him as a lens for that experience and showcasing the consequences of the Avengers saving the world too late.
I just want to real quick point out this conversation because Piper made a point in the chat. Said, let's not forget the charge of $70 for games made in 2013. And look what Jim says. Sony's doing that. And Piper responded to whoever owns GTA.
I don't play it, so I don't 100% know. I just saw this whole thing where they were like,
there was a meme. There was a meme that went out a couple days ago that said the PlayStation 2 got 3 GTAs. The GTA 5 got 3 PlayStations.
Hey man,
that's
Red
hilarious.
Dead's better anyway.
I love Red Dead. Red Dead Redemption is my favorite game of all time.
I just started playing the second one, and it's incredible.
Yeah, I need to pick it up sometime.
But the first game was one of my favorites. The Well-Dressed Man is one of my favorite side quests in any game ever.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes we're idiots and we'll act like we're like Dutch and Arthur. Like
good decision.
Well, you have to understand. I have a plan, Arthur.
You always have a plan, Dutch. Always.
We're going to get ourselves some anime girls.
Anime girls.
And then you got somebody off in the background doing gosh, what was his name? The main character from 1. John. Yeah, somebody from John just going like, "You left me to die, Dutch."
All part of the plan. Them anime titties ain't gonna grasp themselves, John.
You always talk about that, Dutch, about the anime girls. You know, as soon as you get them back, they're gonna be traps. They're gonna be some fellers.
Oh God.
Oh no. Oh,
that's boy. Just a risk we're gonna have to take.
Have some faith, Arthur.
Okay, well, guys, we've had fun tonight. But go check out Elysian Fields, a Pyramid Gambit. It is in the description below, so check it out. I think it's gonna be cool. I don't know what else more to say about it. It's just like it looks cool. It's about you got ancient mythological stuff, man. What do you want? Come on,
going back and book.
Back the book.
Buy the book.
Buy it. Buy the book now.
Do it. Come on. Buy it. It's here.
That's all part of the plan. You gotta buy that book.
Yeah, do it. Yeah. All right. But yeah, thank y'all so much for everybody who joined us and stuck with us. We had fun tonight. Tomorrow night, pending, we probably will do a show, pending a guest that I've talked to. Wednesday night, I know we're going to be here because we're going to be talking to Doc Hogg, who's going to be showing off Tilt 2, which I think launched today.
Yeah.
Awesome. So
shit.
So there's another book out there, and that was a good book. No, Tilt 1 was really good. So if you get a chance, check
I'm
that
have
out.
to send some money to my card so I can buy Tilt 2. And do some tilts.
There you go. But ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much for joining us tonight. I'm still working on an outro, but until then, you get the
You want me to
standard.
make you one?
Piper's learned how to make movies now. She's like,
I'm like, I want to make so many things.
Yeah. But here we go with our standard outro. Y'all have a good night, and we will see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Come on, man. That's like saying before you got in this program, if you take a test where you're taking cocaine or not, what do you think, huh?
Cocaine.